Yo, welcome to Human Energy Science 101, presented to you by Mr. Greenleaf Muscle, home of the Greenleaf Muscle movement. Now, today's video is going to be quick. I'll try to be quick, but I want to go over spiritual energy. Okay, so what is spiritual energy? Spiritual energy is just the energy that is the essence of you, who you are. This is the energy that runs the body. This is the energy that brought you here. You understand? Without this energy, you could not exist, which I also call the God energy. All right? This is the same energy that powers the nervous system within your body so that you can breathe, so that your heart can beat, so that your veins can pump blood and arteries can do its thing and all that good stuff. You control none of this stuff. The spiritual energy that brought you here is what controls this. Now, this energy is presented really strong the younger you are, because the mind is what like delegates the power of the energy coming through. Now, this is why a child grows fast. They have to grow fast, and they have to be at their healthiest, because it's detrimental at that time, because they're not grown. It's only when you become grown, once your mind has been tainted or what you call already been manipulated by the environment around you or the society you're in. This is what dictates the power of the energy coming through the vessel or the human body. Okay, this is why children are so playful, so energetic, because this energy comes through them freely, because they don't have the power of say suggestion by somebody who has manipulated or tainted their thought process. It's free. That's why they dream. That's why they daydream. That's why they can imagine a lot of things. Their imagination can run wild because they're young. They're not taking anything serious. So the power of the spiritual energy flows through them freely. You know, so this is the power of God. That's why children have favor with God, because of their mindset. They don't know any better. They're in total darkness about all of this. It's only when you gain light on any subject, how people really feel about you, what people really are saying, they can dictate how you feel. See, when you're a child, you don't care. People can say whatever, you don't give two flips. But that was actually a couple years ago. Nowadays, you see children obesity or child obesity rising because the child is now in the home all the time, where they gain knowledge or insight on what's going on in the adult world. See, when I was younger, we weren't allowed to be in the house or be in the same room with adults while they talk, or be in the house when the parents are having a disagreement. None of that. We were out the door. Play. No matter how cold it was, no matter how hot it was, we were out there. But nowadays, video games, computer, child inside the house, doing nothing. When we're sitting here blaming it on them being stationary, it's not really the case. The case is stress level is what determines how healthy the individual is, especially children. Now a child can't be a child. So if that was the case, if children were really more energetic, actually more athletic than adults, then what's going on now? Flashback 20, 30 years ago, then most children, the majority of the children were physically fit. So the spiritual energy was able to flow freely. But now the spiritual energy is just being manipulated. So, I know I went way off course, but I just want you to understand the power of the spiritual energy. It's all there is. there's nothing else. Diet doesn't even play a role in your health like they say, because if foods actually did the damage that they say that foods did, then everybody who ate that certain food will suffer from the same ailment. Just like fire fucking burns. No matter if my genes are good or your genes good, put your hand in an open flame and that bitch is going to burn off, I promise you. Because fire burns. But ice cream don't make you fat. Because if it did, everybody who ate ice cream would be fat. If they ate it at the same level, they would be fat. But they're not. Because of the stress levels of each individual varies. That's it. It's your stress levels. They already proven that DNA has no say-so in your, say, your physical makeup. Because the only way it plays a role if your family is, like, say, is more likely to be obese than other families, it's because the DNA coding is already set there. So if you don't consciously make a decision to change something, then the DNA just plays its role. That's it. That's the only significance that DNA has. But you can consciously change your DNA all day long. Dr. Bruce Lipton, remember I always talked about this. I've been talking about this before anybody was talking about it. Dr. Bruce Lipton did a study where he took one stem cell, multiplied it by 30,000 cells, and put the cells in 3 different environments. That's it, or cultural mediums within the petri dishes that he had. So it's the same cell, and put it in 3 different petri dishes that had 3 different cultural mediums. And guess what happened? 3 different cells emerged. One was muscle, I believe, one was bone or fat. One of the two, whatever, don't matter. All the fat remain is one cell with DNA strands within it produce 3 different cells. These are facts. He did this study back in 1960 something. So what controlled the outcome of the cell? The environment the cell was in. So it's the same with people. Your environment controls how healthy you are, your well-being. It controls all that, because your spiritual energy is what's in control. It's how you feel. Spirit is how you feel. It's the non-physical aspect of yourself. These are things people can't touch. So what you think, what you feel, and all your emotions is what dictate the power of your spiritual energy. So if you are sick right now, you need to check what's going on in your life. You need to check what's going on around you first, before you talk about changing your diet or hitting the gym, because this may not even be your problem. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that going to the gym and changing your diet won't change anything. Yes, it will change something. But most of us hit a brick wall whenever we get into it. It's why we quit. It's like, this weight ain't coming off fast enough. These muscles ain't coming fast enough, or whatever. It's only because of your spiritual energy. All right? So I'm going to start today just real quick to show you the energy molecule. We're back again. Remember, I just made this molecule from the number 0, 1, 2, 3, and the alphabet A, B, and C. That's it. All right? So everything begins with this. And remember, this is the ancestral language. Remember, modern day language only comes from what they had to learn from the past. And they took the past and then they modified it. Because there wasn't no hospitals, 1,000 years ago. It was none of that crap like we have today. It's all designed to keep you oppressed and take dollars from you. This is all a game. So that being said, I created the molecule with in mind the creation of the earth. I took the Big Bang Theory and I took what's in the Bible when God said, "Let there be light," and the sky opened up and let there be light. When the sky opened, the first thing they saw was this: whoever was here, or whoever said anything about the Big Bang, whatever. So this is a symbol. This can be the number 0 or the letter O. But spirit comes through here. So what's the first thing that comes through here that is detrimental to your life? Without oxygen, you can't be here. And when you're stressed out, you don't breathe. Next time when something pisses you off, notice how you stop breathing or doing the little short breaths. You feel me? Because once you stress, you cut off the spirit. Alright? Same thing that got you here. Ovaries. Symbol says everything, all life, all spirit comes through O. Organs. You know what I'm saying? But the main one I want to talk about is oxygen. And another thing here, put over here. The optic nerve. This is how you see, which means to actually see is spiritual. To actually speak is a spiritual thing. You feel me? So this is just a short video on spiritual energy. Know what it is. It's the essence of you. And you can dictate your well-being, your health, through how you feel spiritually. You can always clean up your spiritual self. You don't have to do anything physical first. You don't have to go to a gym. You don't have to change your diet as of, being the first thing to do whenever you want to change it. So, that being said, love and life to you all, and I will catch you on this video. Thank you.